YouTube, what's up, homie? Young homie said, what's some burnt out shit you seen in the hood a homie do that was burnt? I said, dog, the burning shit I seen in the set. Young nigga, at this particular time, the main block was eucalyptus. This one Rafts on the brand Plymouth. It was Boys Market at the time. So the main block at this time is eucalyptus. And we over there hustling, banging. Homegirls live all over there. Straight central headquarters. We happened to be out there drinking that day. You know what I'm saying? And we drinking and shit that day, just hanging out and shit. You know, having fun and shit. You know what I'm saying? And niggas sharing beer, night train. We used to drink the night train. And throw the cherry Kool-Aid in that motherfucker, or the tropical punch. Shake that shit up. We used to call it Dub Deuce after the big homeboy Dulo. We drink. He invented that shit, the Dulo juice. So niggas shaking up night train all day. Niggas running around, lips red as a motherfucker and shit. Looking like motherfucking Browns and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on that day. A lot of drinking, a lot of gang activity. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So the day wind in. This when the time change. When it's getting dark early. So they fuck around. It's like 6 o'clock. It's looking like 8 or 9 o'clock out that motherfucker. It's dark as a motherfucker. So the block kind of like dwindling down and shit. So motherfuckers is like, you know, going up in hood spots. Niggas is mellow and all this shit. It's going into like nighttime for a minute, homie. So we going up indoors just to party and hang out and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember we had one building on that motherfucker. We called it the penitentiary. That motherfucker, like, you go up in there and shit. And it had, like, you know what I'm saying, 2 sides on that motherfucking building. Like tiers on 2 tiers. The first one, the second one. First one, second one. That was the penitentiary and shit. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple homies, you know what I'm saying, from Villain that stayed up in there and shit. Creeped in from Villain. You know what I'm saying? A couple other homeboys, the homegirl Mimi and them. You had a few motherfuckers that stayed in the inside the penitentiary and shit. So I don't go down there to the penitentiary that day. I should have, but I don't go down there that day. Down to the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? I go down to the other homie spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm a call him Dub Deuce. You know what I'm saying? Dub Deuce. You know what I'm saying? And niggas are burnt out motherfucking fools. So we go there, we fuck around and go to his spot, man. He stayed down the street from the penitentiary and shit. So we up in there. Me, him, the homie LSD, you know what I'm saying? A few more other homies and shit. And you got the homie Crazy Eye Kev. Crazy Eye Kev, he looked like a Snoop Dogg motherfucker at that time. Tall, skinny, light-skinned, but the nigga had green eyes. Nigga with like that swag and shit. You know what I'm saying? None of us knowing this nigga Crazy Eye Kev. You know what I'm saying? We come to find, you know, niggas knew this nigga Big Homies because he was rock with the big homies a little bit. But like niggas a little bit over my area, they didn't know that nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know that nigga and shit. So he inside Dub Deuce spot. So we all up in that motherfucker lounging and shit. Now everybody know Dub Deuce burnt. That nigga like a motherfucking Joe Pesci off of Goodfellas. You don't know what the fuck this motherfucker might have in store back in the days, man. Fuck this motherfucker might do when you get to drinking them cocktails and shit, right? Motherfucker don't smoke no weed. Let me remind you, this motherfucker Dub Deuce, this nigga do not smoke bud. This nigga do not smoke bud, homie. This nigga's just drink. So we up in there, niggas laughing, lounging, you know, just kicking it, homie. You know what I'm saying? Couple homies running dominoes and shit. We in the homie living room, just lounging in Dub Deuce living room. Motherfucker just lounging like a motherfucker, right? So we drinking and kicking it and shit like that. Crazy I care up in that motherfucker. So, you know, he saved from the hood, so niggas is like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So Dub Deuce, he get to drinking, and niggas is smoking weed. So Crazy I care, you know, he wind up getting the weed. He blowing and shit. Yeah, man, you know, this, that, talking and shit. Yeah, man, this shit cool, man. You know, cutting it up and shit. I ain't been over here in years and shit. You know what I'm saying? This when niggas are like, damn, they ain't been around. You might get a couple niggas that pop up out the blue that ain't been around in a minute. Niggas don't know this nigga. So, anyway, bro, my nigga up in that motherfucker, and it's his turn. He hitting on the weed. And we all, you know how niggas be in a circle and shit. It might be like, I'm right here, one homie here, one homie. And that's how it is in the street. Nigga get in the motherfucking group circle and be in our own sections cutting it up and shit while other motherfuckers doing their thing. So, this motherfucker Crazy I Kev, homie, he draws off the weed a gain of time and he pass it to Dub Deuce, homie. Now, Dub Deuce don't smoke weed. Everybody in the turf know Dub Deuce, a.k.a. Joe Pesci, don't blow herb. So, you know, one of our worst gang enemies that we, you know, when I was banging niggas push was the Rolling 60s. So, Dub Deuce, when it comes to it, so Crazy I care pass Dub Deuce some weed. So Dub Deuce like, nigga, this nigga eyes get big like, nigga. The fuck is this nigga, man? This nigga passes me weed, man. Who the fuck knows this nigga? So we like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't take no big thing to it, man. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, this nigga may be an infiltrator or something, bro. We may be kicking it with a motherfucking infiltrator. You motherfuckers is talking about kicking the fuck back. So we like, nah, dog, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, no homies and shit, you know what I'm saying? So Dub Deuce, he on some burnt shit. So we all in the living room and shit. You know, Crazy I Kev then belt off after hitting the bud and shit, trying to pass it. He told the Dub Deuce told that nigga, I don't smoke weed. So we grabbed the weed. So he bails off. He not Crazy I Kev walks off. He not knowing the homie about to take this shit to a whole different little dimension and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting there, you know, lounging and shit. Me, the homie LSD, we still talking to the homeboy Dub Deuce and shit. Crazy I Kev then belt off by the domino table and the table where niggas is sitting and shit. So Dub Deuce, that nigga go in his bedroom and come out with a 38 and getting the load in that motherfucker with bird shots. You know, nigga take out the real shots and put like some bird shots in that motherfucker or something, right? So we like young niggas, bro. Nigga scared as a motherfucker. Like, man, this nigga, what the fuck is this nigga finna do? Nigga don't know if he gonna hit pop us or what. Niggas don't know this nigga's a Joe Pesci from the turf, homie. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, this nigga's a 60, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all, you know, nigga, fuck that. That nigga's a 60. We like, nah, man, that nigga ain't no 60, homie. And you know what I'm saying? That nigga naming homies and shit, bro. So, make a long story short, bro. This nigga loading this motherfucker up with some. So I'm like, man, what you finna do with that motherfucker? Ain't nothing but homies in this motherfucker. What is you finna do with it? Bro, like this, bro get mad at me and tell me, man, this my motherfucking house. Fuck you gonna tell me how to act in my motherfucking house? So I'm like, you know what, shit, I can leave. You know, if you don't like it, the homie LSD say, man, we can leave. The motherfucker go lock his door with a deadbolt, bro. So now we up in that motherfucking deadbolt down and shit. So I'm like, man, this nigga on one, bro. So he get to telling me like, what's this to you? Like, you know, he making it like a deal. So I'm like, man, I ain't even finna go here with this nigga, bro. This nigga bent. This nigga got a thing, man. This dude ain't in his right mind and shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and the homie LSD, we look at each other like, bro, let's go use this nigga restroom, cause the nigga don't know what's happening. Nigga like don't know where to go, nigga. So I'm like, man, I tell this nigga like, man, let me use your restroom. No, the homie LSD said, let me use your restroom, homie. So he flex in the restroom. Like about a few minutes later, I hit that motherfucker. Like, nigga, let me in this motherfucker. So we locked the door, I think. So I remember he coming to the door, he wriggling his bathroom door and shit. And so we unlock. He like, what y'all niggas doing? Nigga finna use the bathroom and shit right real quick, homie. He like, it don't take two niggas to use the bathroom, right? So a nigga like, man, go on with that shit, dog. So he closed the bathroom door and get on and shit, right? So while we in there talking, like, man, this nigga burnt, man. Nigga should have stayed down by the penitentiary, bro. This nigga burnt. We kind of laughing too, cause we young. We not knowing, bro. So this motherfucker, we hear something like, cause it was music going on and shit up in there and shit. We hear something go like, poof, like a bag busted and shit. You know what I'm saying? Up in that motherfucker. So we come out the bathroom. And it's smoky as a motherfucker in that motherfucker. Smoky as a motherfucker in the living room. Burnt out. Smoky as a motherfucker from whatever went off in that motherfucker. Smoky as a motherfucker, right? Everybody looking like, you know what I'm saying, silly as a motherfucker. So me and the homie LSD, we still ain't really hip. Like, man, what the fuck going on? So we see Crazy Eye Kev. The homie done stuck his key in the door. He like, I guess he want motherfuckers to go and shit, right? So this motherfucker, so he done stuck his key in the door and shit. I remember the key hanging, dangling with one of them little stringy, little stretchy little keychains you could put on that motherfucker, homie. Sky blue, long stretchy string thing, homie. And so I remember Crazy Eye Kev going, he telling niggas to get out. So Crazy Eye Kev, he like the first nigga that go to the door. So he fucking with the door. Like, you know, it ain't funny, but it's burnt. He fucking with the door, homie. You know what I'm saying? A nigga like, what's taking this nigga so long to open up the door, right? So he finally get the door open, bro. And the door swing, when he opened it, the door swing open. My nigga got a hat on, bro. So when however it went when the door opened it, bro, the homie hat was straight. However it went when the door opened it, dog, it hit that nigga hat and moved his hat to the side. So me and the homie LSD, dog, we looking like, what the fuck? So this nigga acting real fucking strange, bro. So we open up the door, everybody, we making our way down the homie stairway, walking down the aisle, getting to the step. So we all get to the front of that motherfucker. We talking like, oh man, this shit burnt. Niggas lounging like, man, this shit burnt the fuck out, man. Wooty wooty woo. You know what I'm saying? So we look at the homie. He like kind of like on, like niggas turn around. This nigga like staggering like he drunk on his feet. All of a sudden, this nigga fall back, straight back on the grass. So we like, niggas like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Cause it's dark. Remind you, it's dark. So we looking like, man, what's wrong with you, bro? You good and shit, my nigga. You know, woo, nigga, you straight. So I don't know, man. We just get to checking the nigga, like, you know, just as a homie, like, you know, like, is he good? Nigga, come to find out this nigga done got bird shot to the stomach, bro. While we was in there, we find out that while the homie was loading up them buckshots, this nigga grab it. The homie tried to snap. The nigga tried to grab it. Like, what you gonna do with it? Cause the homie was like, asked the nigga, was he from 60s and had the thing. He tried to grab the thing and tell the homie like he tripping and shit. The homie go to pull it back cause he don't know him and had popped this nigga in the motherfucking stomach, bro. That was some burnt out hood shit. that I seen young and shit. And homies was mad at Dub Deuce about that shit, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That nigga sent flowers up there, apologized and shit, you know, because it was like, it wasn't no, you know, the homie was burnt, you know, he sobered up and came to realization and found out and shit. And, you know, he apologized to the homie and sent flowers up there and tried to stop drinking for a while after that shit, homie. But that's a burnt out Dub Deuce story in the turf, homie.